Hey, you want the smoke? I got the smoke. Let's talk about it. Hey everyone, and welcome to my channel. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, share, leave a comment, and talk to me. Let me know how you're feeling. All right, everybody. My background looks a little bit crazy. It looks a little bit different and bland because I am on vacation, but I am still bringing the videos. So, SmackDown after WrestleMania 41. All right, it wasn't too bad of a SmackDown. I mean, it was okay. There was a couple of matches that were, could have lived without them. But anyway, there's some surprises and stuff, you know. But all in all, it was okay. So let's talk about it. Let's get into it. John Cena, okay, he comes out. All right, he gives the ring announcer again, as he's been always doing, a little piece of paper to, talk about him, I guess, for his accolades and stuff. So the ring announcer, his name is Mark Nash, announces John Cena, calls him, the GOAT and everything, the greatest of all time, 17-time champion, letting the people know that he graced Fort Worth was his presence, and it would be for the last time. All right, then out comes Randy Orton. And Randy Orton comes and tells John Cena that he knows him for 25 years. They've known each other for 25 years. And he knows that John Cena stand on, his words when he was saying he, hustle, loyalty, and respect. We've known John Cena's been saying that for over 20 years. And he was standing on that. But then, with the Cody thing, turning his back, on the people or blaming the people for the reason why he turned his back on them. And then, then Randy Orton, tells John that he should have some kids. Kids would make his life better and everything. And then John replies to him, he doesn't have kids, because he's raised everybody's kids for the last 25 years. But we know John Cena had a big thing with kids as far as, the Wish Foundation and everything. He's done a whole lot for them. He's, I think he's done the most for kids and Make-A-Wish Foundation than anybody that I can think of and stuff, But, Randy goes on and tells him that, if it wasn't for the fans, that John Cena wouldn't be this big star that he is as far as wrestling, movies, and Hollywood, and, and stuff like that. And we all know that that's true and stuff. So I'm thinking that, John, he'll eventually he'll get his stuff together. I'm sure there's going to be a surprise probably at the end of the year, at the last PLE, for WWE. So we'll have to wait to see for that and everything. But it was kind of funny when John started, telling some of the people and the fans getting on him, and the little kid, I guess, he said 6 years old, put up his middle finger to him and stuff like that. And he told the kid, don't bring a knife to a gunfight, and he started picking up on some other random people in the audience and stuff. So that part of it was okay. But it was good. It wasn't boring, like it was when when Cody Rhodes was coming out, always in a suit and everything, and no action and nothing like that. But then, John Cena decided to do what John Cena does best, is try to hit Randy Orton with the belt. He got Randy for a little bit, but then, trying to hit him with that belt, Randy ducks it and then RKOs him and stuff. So we know at that point, we'll see. The match is already made, and it's made for Backlash. So we have about, 15 days for Backlash. So please hit me up on a comment, subscribe, like. Don't forget to hit that bell for notifications and stuff, and we'll talk about it. Okay, so let's get into the rest of what was going on the card tonight for SmackDown. We had the match with Gaza versus Fraxium. So this is Fraxium's big debut on SmackDown, and they did not disappoint. They are very good, very fast, very, very good. It was a pretty decent match, and I look forward to seeing Fraxium doing a lot of things, and I'm sure that they're going to be looking at the Street Profits to try to dethrone them. Okay, then we have the Tiffany Stratton situation. Tiffany Stratton comes out, for her segment and everything. Excuse me. And comes out to her segment talking about the match that she had with, Charlotte Flair and stuff. Tiffany needs help on the mic. Her promos are not all that great. Somebody needs to take her back there and make her cut promos until they know that the promos are great. They really need to work with her. Then Jade Cargill comes out. And Jade Cargill is not all that great on the mic either. It seemed, a little bit scripted a little bit because it was like, But then all in all, Tiffany Stratton tells Jade Cargill, okay, well, you can have a title match tonight, because, Jade said that she was done with Naomi. She had nothing else to do, nothing else, was going to, hinder her moving forward and everything. So Tiffany offered her a title match. And during that match, they sucked, to tell you the truth, because it was, they were all over the place, missed spots and everything. Tiffany went to go do one of her finishing moves, and she botched that up and stuff. Jade Cargill, she was messing up, and it was just like, it looked like just two rookies, two beginners going at it and stuff, And Tiffany Stratton got the little upper hand on Jade, and here comes Naomi. And Naomi comes out and she destroys Jade Cargill. I mean, she destroys Jade Cargill. So that it's gonna almost look like it's gonna end up anyway as a DQ. Tiffany will still retain the belt and everything. But as Tiffany rolls back into the ring, Naomi slides out and Naomi attacks Tiffany. And she destroys Tiffany. Puts it down, just puts her out. And that's the best part of that whole match, is that the attack by Naomi on Jade and the attack of Nia Jax on Tiffany. So that was weird. But anyway, moving on. Jacob R2 and Solo Sikoa come out to the ring. All right, and then Solo Sikoa is saying, he's responsible for Jacob R2 being in the spot that he's in, being the U.S. title champion and stuff, that he brought Solo in, and if it wasn't for him, Solo wouldn't be the U.S. champion or be in the position that he is in. And then, Jacob R2 took the mic from Solo Sikoa and said, hey, I did this on my own and stuff, He's like, he told him before, if you're going to be there, he said, with you or without you, I'm going to become U.S. champion. And that he did. He did it without Solo Sikoa. So, and then during that whole segment and everything, here comes LA Knight. And LA Knight says what he has to say and stuff. And then out comes Drew McIntyre. Oh man, Drew McIntyre is such a crybaby and stuff, So now he wants to shot at the best person who has a title, or at the U.S. title and stuff. And so he wants to challenge Jacob R2. Lord, and it just got a little bit raggedy. And then Nick Aldis comes out and, they make a match, for #1 contender that night. And it would be later on. So that was the end of that segment. Drew, I'm telling you, man, sometimes I think Drew just overdoes. Excuse me, don't get me wrong. He's good. But it just seems like he's following a bad trail. But he might end up being U.S. champion one day. Hopefully he'll end up going back for another title shot because Drew is better than a mid-card title. All right, and then we got Zelina Vega versus Chelsea Green. And I've been saying it, and I've been saying it, and I've been saying it for a long time, that Zelina Vega would become U.S. title holder. And she did. She beat Chelsea Green tonight, which was good. Even though Piper Evans and Alba Fyre tried to interfere into the match and stuff, they were sent to the back, and then Zelina Vega wins. All right, so, and then the crowd doesn't even pop. Actually, the crowd didn't even pop when she came out. When Zelina came out. They gave Chelsea somewhat of something. But as, Zelina Vega, she wins the belt, they don't even give her no music, no pyro, no nothing. And it was her first title. It was her first main title. And she got no recognition for it. It's crazy. So we'll see what happens next week as a new champion. Oh, man. And then Miz and Carmelo Hayes. They had their little segment, and The Miz gives Carmelo Hayes a gold necklace of Andre the Giant, rewarding him for winning Andre the Giant Battle Royal, which was pretty cool because it was a gold chain, had Andre's face on it. And it was nice. And, I think once they form, they're going to form and become a very good tag team. And then after that, Miz goes out to the ring saying that, he's been overlooked and everything. He should have been on the card. He should have been the one wrestling Randy Orton, when Orton didn't have anybody to go against. It seems that KO was out of it and stuff, but then, they brought Rusev in and stuff. I'm sorry. Yeah, Rusev. No, I'm sorry, Joe Hendry. I'm sorry, that's who Randy Orton went with. My mind is just a little bit out. This vacation has really got me going. I'm having a great time, so I'm not in my right mind. But so, yeah, and then so I guess the Miz felt like he was being very disrespected and stuff. So Aleister Black, and I've been saying that too, that Aleister Black would be coming soon to WWE or be coming back to WWE and stuff. And so the Miz went to go say something to Aleister Black, or go to say something, and he just kicked him and knocked him completely cold. And the Miz laid there, gone. So, but we know the Miz got a big mouth and stuff, but I think they need to utilize him. I don't think they need to keep jobbing him out and stuff. I'm hoping that when him and Carmelo Hayes gets together as a tag team, that they, go on and, win, tag team titles and stuff. But for that, and then Bianca Belair did a little segment, saying that she broke her fingers and stuff. So she won't be doing anything for a few weeks and everything, but she did let everybody know that she would be going back to SmackDown to take care of the situation between Jade Cargill and Naomi, which is really getting out of hand. It's gotten crazy, So good luck with that, Bianca, but get well soon. Hope your fingers heal well. All right, and then the match with LA Knight and Drew McIntyre. The match was actually a pretty doggone good match until Solo Sikoa came out and jumped on LA Knight. And then Damian Priest comes out and he jumps Drew McIntyre. So they're all over the place and stuff. And then Damian Priest slams Drew McIntyre through the announcer table. And then Jacob Fatu, he comes into the ring and he dusts both of them. He beat the crap out of both LA Knight and Damian Priest and stuff. So I don't know where that's gonna go. It could up ending being a triple threat match. No, not even a triple threat match. It could be a 5. Yeah, it could be LA Knight, Drew McIntyre, Solo Sikoa, Damian Priest, and Jacob Fatu. So we'll see. They might make that match for Backlash because a lot of these matches tonight, at least 3 of them will be on Backlash. We already know John Cena and Randy Orton will be on Backlash. And then we have the best match of the night. That table, ladders, and chairs triple threat match was off the chain. It was real good. Actually, this is the match that should have been one of the matches at WrestleMania. It would have made WrestleMania so much better because this match outperformed all the matches except for 2. And that was the matches with the women for the triple threat for the World Championship with Bianca Belair, Rhea Ripley, and Io Sky. And then the triple threat match with Roman Reigns, CM Punk, and Seth Rollins. Those were the only matches that I thought was pretty doggone good for WrestleMania. But this match here, this table, ladders, and chair match, and the Street Profit go on to win, retain the titles and stuff, but there was some brutalness going on in here. The spots that they were doing, man, hopefully everybody's okay. I'm sure there's going to be some sore spots and everything, but we'll find that all out next week on how everybody is, because if we don't see them, they're hurt. It was good. I give my rating for this show, for SmackDown after WrestleMania, I'm going to give this show a B+. Yeah, B+. So it was good. All right, and then we had R-Truth come up, and he saw John Cena, and he told John Cena that he still, respects him and stuff like that. And then he told John Cena, well, if you need me, just give me a call and I'll be there for you. And that was the end of that. And R-Truth, we know something's going to be funny. Something's going to come out and everything. I can't wait to see next week or into Backlash. But anyway, thank you for watching my channel. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment, hit the bell, let me know how you're feeling, and hit that bell for the next notification, for the next video. God bless you. Deuces. Have a great rest of your day. And we'll see you on the next video. Thank you for watching mine.